He led armies while completely blind. He built mobile fortresses out of farming wagons. And when he died, he asked for his skin to be made into war drums. This isn't a movie. This is the true story of Jan Žižka, the bandit turned general who defied kings, outwitted crusaders, and died undefeated. Let's ride into Bohemia. Jan Žižka was born in 1360 in the Kingdom of Bohemia, modern-day Czech Republic. Not into wealth, not into power. Just a poor kid from a fading noble family, struggling to survive. In fact, he may have sold the family land just to stay afloat. Then, the trouble started. Local nobles started complaining about a mysterious bandit wreaking havoc. His name? Žižka. He wasn't just stealing, he was getting even. The noble Rosenberg family had been gobbling up land from small-time lords and peasants. Žižka fought back the only way he could, with a sword, a gang of rebels, and a burning hatred for the powerful. In 1409, King Wenceslas gave Žižka a pardon, essentially saying, "Okay, you're dangerous, let's make it official." Žižka ditched banditry and joined one of the biggest battles in medieval history, the Battle of Grunwald. On the fields of Poland, he helped crush the Teutonic Knights. It was brutal, it was epic, and it proved one thing: Žižka wasn't just a rebel, he was a tactician. Back in Prague, a preacher named Jan Hus was setting the world on fire, calling out church corruption and demanding reform. Žižka listened and joined the movement. When Hus was executed by the church, Prague exploded. On July 30th, 1419, Žižka and a mob stormed the town hall. They threw corrupt officials out the windows. Yes, actual defenestration. Days later, King Wenceslas dropped dead from shock. The Hussite Wars had begun. While others argued politics, Žižka raised an army, a ragtag militia of peasants, farmers, and outcasts. No knights, no cavalry, no fancy gear. So Žižka invented a new kind of war. He created the wagenburg, a ring of war wagons packed with crossbows, flails, and early firearms. Basically, a medieval tank squad, his enemies charged with knights in armor. Žižka's peasants shot them to pieces. He even used gunpowder weapons before it was cool. In fact, the Czech words pistola and Haufneis became the English words pistol and howitzer. That's his legacy. In 1420, the Pope launched a crusade to wipe out the Hussites. Žižka met them outside Prague and crushed them. He lost one eye in an earlier battle, then the other. But even blind, he kept winning. He marched, he conquered, he never lost. In 1421, Žižka was surrounded at Kutna Hora. Most generals would surrender. Žižka mounted his cannons on wagons, blasted a hole through enemy lines, and escaped. Days later, he ambushed Sigismund's army and wiped out 12,000 crusaders. Later, his troops took a town and defied orders. They massacred it. Žižka was furious. Even rebels had to follow his code. In 1424, while laying siege in Moravia, Jan Žižka died, not in battle, but of illness. His final wish, that his skin be turned into war drums, so he could lead his army, even in death. No one knows if it actually happened, but his army, the orphans, fought on. Žižka died undefeated. He built an army from peasants. He flipped the rules of war. He stood against kings, emperors, and the church, and won. His tactics shaped history. His name shaped a nation. And centuries later, his echo still roars through the hills of Bohemia. If you enjoyed this story of unstoppable grit and genius, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Still hungry for more jaw-dropping history? Our Substack's got the juicy details we couldn't fit here. Grab the link down below.